Good afternoon, everybody that is in here. Aussie True Crime, Straight Up Bell, and Kitty Witty that is here so far. Oh, it says no one's in here, but that might change. It's all good. Anyway, you're listening to Tammy from True Crime Discussions with Tammy. I'm going to do my introduction so then that way a few extra people can find their way in. I'm going to do the 30-second one though, so I'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. Today's live, as per usual, doesn't necessarily have a particular topic in mind. It's open panel, so if anyone wants to join me on panel, you are more than welcome to. Just give me a heads up and I'll drop the link. If you don't want to come up, then that's completely fine also. It's been a rough week for me, so to speak, and I'm sure it's been rough for countless other people all around the world. It started on Sunday. I went to the SANFL, which is South Australian Football League's grand final at Adelaide Oval, and that was an experience and a half. My mum and my brother and I were getting out of the car. We got a DD, which is like Uber, so basically rideshare. And as my mum was getting out of the car, the driver, obviously being the dumbass that he is, so that's what I'm going to call him. Hey, Aussie. What happened is that my mum is visually impaired, ladies and gentlemen. She has 20% vision in one eye and fuck all in the other one. Now, what happened is as that were, my brother sat in the front and I sat in the back and my mum sat next to me. Now, as we're getting out of the car, mum hopped out of the car. I helped my mum out of the car. She was holding onto the door as my brother went around to the boot and got her walker out. And as he was at the boot, the driver decided to think that that was a good time to start taking off. Mind you, apart from the front door where my brother was sitting, no other door had been closed. So I don't understand how there were three passengers and only had one door. He started to take off. My mum got taken for a little bit of a joyride. And then as I was holding on to her, he stopped because I'm yelling out, fucking stop. He decided to, stop quickly. And then he more or less, hey, Jennifer, slammed on the brakes. And as he did that, my mum fell forward. But for me, being the size that I am, I cushioned her fall. And she landed on me. And since then, I've been having knee issues like there's no tomorrow. And then, and all the DD offered as compensation for it was a $10 voucher. Hey, Kitty Witty. Now, for me, I found that disgusting. My brother found it disgusting. And nothing else has been said or done about it. Now, he knew that my mum was visually impaired because I said, just hang on a sec, I've got to get my mum in the car as we're going to get in the car to start with. That all passed and we went and we had a good time at the football. Now, after that, what do you call it? Then on Monday night, my mum had another fall in her unit and she became quite disorientated and she was admitted into hospital because of that. And she's in hospital still. And she's been transferred to another hospital, but she'll stay there until she goes out to a rehabilitation centre because they believe that she's unstable on her feet and they're going to be checking her memory and all of that sort of stuff. So it's for my brother, he's going to Sydney still on Friday, so I'll be at the hospital with my mum. This all depends on weather because I can hardly walk these days and it's just fucked. But I'll be at the hospital as much as I can over the Friday, the Saturday, and the Sunday because I've got to feed my brother's animals. So I'll see as feed the animals, go see my mum. All's good. But yeah, I don't know exactly how she hurt my knee, to be totally honest with you, because it's been hurting off and on, as we all know, for quite a few years. But after that fall, it's been hurting even more. So thanks, Rosalie. Yeah, so I've been trying my hardest to just stay positive for my mum's sake. And the moment I got there and stuff were like at her house after she had the fall, or her unit, I should say, I started testing her memory. Her memory was great. And everything like that. Like, I would ask questions from, like, even before I was born. I'd ask questions like, what celebrity passed away on August 16th? And she goes, Elvis. And I said, what year? She goes, 77. And all of that sort of stuff. And, oh, hey, Andy. Welcome into my chat, woo. And hello, Rosaline. Welcome to my chat, people. But like I said, so just to get to and from the hospital and stuff like that, it's all good. It's a pain in the ass because I don't know exactly where this place is, but I'm getting taken there tomorrow, so it'll be all good. She's having a day today. She's getting transferred over there. I don't know how she's getting transferred, either by ambulance or by access cab. Not exactly sure which one. But, yeah, she'll be fine. Like, I'm just happy that my brother and I, at the best of times, are working as a team to make sure that she's comfortable and everything like that. And, yeah, it's going good. So I've got to ring her when I finish this live and see how she's doing today. But I'd rather wait for a little while to make sure she's settled where she's been transferred to. Excuse me. But apart from that, everything else is hunky-dory. But like I said, with my knee, it is like when I walk, it feels like it buckles, but it doesn't buckle, if that's the word. It just locks up. And then when it comes back, it's like a jolt and it fucking hurts. And yeah, I just hope that by getting from my house to there is going to be easy because I'm going to have to be doing public transport, which is a pain in the ass. But I see it as that I'd rather get back into doing public transport as much as I can when I can. So all good. I don't know who Penrith is, but okay. Yes, Andy is the 88th slice of cake. And he is my brother by blood, not my brother like how I see it as Rosalind's like my aunt is my auntie as far as I'm concerned. So, and Andy, who is 88th slice of the cake, he is my brother because we share the same mother and father. So, yeah, just so there's no confusion when I say he's my brother, it's like he's my brother. It's like he's my blood brother, if that makes sense. Hey, Mac, how you doing, sweetheart? Good to see you. Good to see all of you in here. I appreciate all of you being in here. But yeah, like I said, it's just standing or sitting for a long period of time hurts. I have, when I'm lying down in my room, which I will be doing again soon, I'm stretching my leg out and putting on all these pillows, and it's not helping when I just want to freaking do nothing. I've got painkillers that are good. That Andy was a sweetheart to get me yesterday, so I appreciate him getting me those. I've already taken 4 today, so I've got to wait a few hours before I can take any more, obviously. But they're the ones you get from like Chemist Warehouse, and they're like in the 100 pack. They're not the best ones, but at the same time, they're strong enough to ease the pain for me. To, like, if I take 2 before I go to bed, they're strong enough to help me get into a deep enough sleep that if my knee flinches or flexes or jolts or whatever when I'm asleep, I take the 2 painkillers, my sleeper, and my antidepressant, and I'm more or less out for the count. So I see it's all good. I can't, unfortunately, get an MRI or a CT or whatever the hell it is on my leg because of the fact that I don't, thanks to Medicare and everything like that, changing the rules, I don't meet the requirements for it to be covered by Medicare. So I'm hoping that in between times, like I said, I can rest it a day here, day there, and hopefully it just fucking heals itself. So time will tell. Oh shit. Yeah, I'm so sorry to hear that, Jennifer. It's pretty fucked up. And that's why every time I speak to my mum, I always give her just out of nowhere, I'll just ask her random questions. Like I always be like, what's like for the Australians who know who he is and the Americans who might know who he is? I'll ask questions. Oh, mum, like I act like I don't know, even though I do know the answer. I'll ask, oh, mum, what was that song John Farnham sang? He's an Australian singer. He sang a song called You're the Voice. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh, what song was it that made him famous? And she goes, Sadie. And I'm like, thank you. And then I'll ask other questions like, oh man, my mind's gone blank, and I'll act up. And no, it's Kitty. It's not like that over here in Adelaide. It's like if you need like a CT scan or something like that, you need to meet certain standards. And I personally don't have a spare few $100 lying around just to go for a scan, and all they're going to tell me is, oh, it's just swollen. You just need to rest it, or you need to get a knee brace or anything like that. I don't have the money to be able to fork that out. So I just hope that it heals on its own and it doesn't lead to any permanent damage because, like I said, when I'm at the hospital and during the week of next week, I'm going to have to be, well, not have to be, but I choose to be. I want to be at the hospital as much as I can. And then on the Friday, Andy leaves for Sydney, and I need to make sure that I'm able to, like, he's going later in the late evening, or sorry, late afternoon, sorry. So he'll be able to, hopefully, if he still does, which I'm sure he will, he'll be able to feed the hospitals. That's disgusting, Jen. Sorry, Jennifer, if you don't mind being called Jen, that's awesome. But no, that is absolutely disgusting behaviour, how some hospitals treat their patients like they treat them like they're an inconvenience when they should look at them and think, okay, now here's the thing. If you didn't have the patients you have, you wouldn't have a fucking hospital. I get so, so angry when I see patients treated like shit in hospitals. It's fucked. Even though the doctor supposedly already had it on the list of things, I asked him to do a brain scan on my mum just to make sure there were no injuries done to her brain or anything like that when she had the fall. Even though she landed me on the Sunday, when she landed on the Monday, I said to them straight out, I said, you need to do a brain scan because for her to become disorientated, it's really scaring me, and it's scaring the crap out of me, and it's scaring the crap out of my brother, and on behalf of me, I need you to do it. And the doctor Tara goes, oh, I've already got that in the works. And I'm like, okay, cool. Mm. So sorry to hear that, Kitty. I just don't like, I hate hospitals, but when someone I care about is in there, basically I suck it up and I deal with it. Even though like I said, I absolutely hate them. They make me feel very, very uncomfortable. There's a few hospitals around Adelaide in particular that I hate, and I don't like them. Mm. Oh, what the fuck, Jen? They are feeding patients in hospital who cannot feed them. Oh, so they're basically just taking in a tray of food and just leaving it there for them and then not even assisting them. That is disgusting. Something need. I don't. Sorry, Jen. I hope this isn't nosy or rude of me to say. Are you in Australia or are you in the States? I can't remember whereabouts you. You don't have to say a specific state. Just say Australia or America or um, London or where you're from. Just leave it as that because then that way it's not prying too much in. Oh my god. Yes, you don't. That's really yeah. I think that I'll say this for Kitty. Oh, there you go. She's already done it. Mm. That is, you're in Florida. Okay. That is still no excuse. It doesn't matter where you are. If you are elderly over a certain age, regardless of anything, if you're a patient in a hospital, you should be treated with the utmost respect, especially the elderly, because the elderly are the reason we have a past to look back on and be proud of, or a past to look back on and go, huh, I would have done that different. But you know what I mean? I think it's absolutely fucking disgusting that people of a certain age just get treated like they're just an inconvenience. You know, that for me makes me so fucking angry and breaks my fucking heart. Kitty Witty answered you. She didn't know because I think I'm not trying to speak for you here, Kitty Witty, and if I'm out of line, um, yeah, that's what I was going to say. Is when you are trying to tell a doctor that something's wrong, something doesn't feel right, they feel uncomfortable, they feel uneasy, they feel like the patient themselves feel like something's wrong. The amount of doctors who choose not to listen and then try and act like they give a fuck when the patient passes away is fucking disgusting. I don't understand how doctors can get paid, well, some doctors can get paid all these big bucks just to not give a shit. Hey, if I could be paid to not give a shit about my friends, my family, my loved ones, and all that sort of stuff, I'll be honest with all of you, I would be a millionaire. But I care too much to not care. Yeah, that's really disgusting when people don't believe when they hear things. Like if they say, like for me, when I was in hospital with pneumonia, I said something doesn't feel right, and they're like, "Oh, you'll be all right. Just rest." I'm like, "No, no, no, something feels wrong." And then they put the those ECG thingies on me, and they found out that my heart rate was going up to 170 something beats a minute. And they said, and then the doctor's like, "Now, Miss Wells, you need to calm down, and because you're at heart attack and stroke range." You don't tell a patient that. When you just tell them you might want to start calming down a little, like try and relax a bit more because your heart rate's going a bit high. We don't know why, but you know you need to because it's pretty high and it's at danger level. Not tell them that, hey, you need to calm down because if you don't, you're going to have a heart attack or a stroke. Like those doctors at that hospital were fucked in the head. Oh, whoa. That is a lot of fucking money, Jennifer. Fucking hell. 2,500 for one night. Oh my God. And even then the people at the hospital don't do what they're supposed to do for a job. Like if I was in a hospital and I saw that there was a patient there that was struggling to eat or literally couldn't feed themselves, I would be like, okay, you have this, this, and this, and this. Well, would you like me to get you something else? And I'll feed you some jelly or jello, whatever you want to call it. Or would you like me to get you something with rice? Might be easier to chew. It's just bullshit. I'm sorry, guys. You're going to hear my fan in a minute because I'm going back in my room because it's a very, very warm day here and I can't sit up. My leg is killing me. Even walking, you can probably hear it sounds like an exhaust fan. What do you call it? Fan, but it's a good quality one. So I'm hoping it lasts throughout this summer coming up because it's like 32 here in Adelaide today. It's fucking yuck. Oh my God. That's ridiculous. Yeah, well, at the new hospital somewhat here in Adelaide, they spent, I think it was either between 2 and 5 billion, that's with a B, ladies and gentlemen, building this hospital. And yet, when my mum went in on Monday night, we were ramped for 5 hours. In other words, my mum was sitting in the ambulance with me and my brother and the paramedics for 5 or so hours, waiting to go into the hospital. It was so fucking gross. At one stage, I was so fucking hungry. I'm just like, can I order Uber Eats? They let me, but I didn't because I didn't have enough money in my account. Hang on, sorry. Oh, wow, Mac, you've got more courage than I do to do that. I wouldn't do that. See, we're in a lot of ways in Australia, we're very, exactly, Kitty. We're very lucky though. We have a lot of our Medicare covers a lot of what we need over here. But like I said, because I don't meet the criteria for an MRI or whatever it is on my knee, unless I raise $300-400 or whatever it is, I can't get it done. Or unless my knee gets worse, and then I might meet the criteria to get a complimentary MRI. But I doubt it. And I would rather. So if you can help me out with that, guys, please do. If not, that's fine. But like I said, I'm going to be going back and forth to see my mum in the new hospital over the next few days. Give her a few days in between. Like I'll probably go see her. Won't see her on the Friday of this week, but I'll go see her on the Saturday and the Sunday, because then I can go and feed my brother's animals and stuff like that. So all will be fabulous. But it's just like, I'm sorry if you could hear that fan in the background, guys. I'm not turning it off because if I do, then it's going to be very, very, very hot in my unit. And I don't want it to be. Oh, yes, I definitely hate doctors. My general doctor, like my GP, my general practitioner, is what GP stands for those who don't know. He's pretty cool. I like him. He actually helps me. And he goes, if I could fit you in to get an MRI and stuff like that, I would, but unfortunately, like for free. But I don't think you don't meet the what's the word to use? The requirements to obtain a free MRI. And I said, well, can't you go back to where you said that my cartilage was damaged below the meniscus where they removed it? Can't you go that you want to follow up on my cartilage on that side or something? And he goes, unfortunately, no. So to stitch up yourself, I see you as you have a lot of courage to do that, Mac, and I admire you for that, but I still wouldn't do it. Oh, sorry, this makes me want to cringe. But yeah, anyway, long story short, is there anyone in here who would like to ask any questions? Because last time I did a get to know your channel creator and not many people asked questions. I think it was Kitty Witty who asked the most questions, and if there was an award for most questions asked by a single person, I think if it was Kitty Witty, I think she would have taken the prize. But is there anything anybody would like to know about me? Because this isn't going to be a very long live today unless there's people that want to come up on panel or anything like that. Because like I said, I don't, I'm in a lot of pain, so I won't be able to do much. But yeah, Is there anything anybody would like to know? I'll be just back. Oh, okay, no worries, Jen. I don't. Is that the one where the guy was accused of killing his wife and he was even arrested at one point? I personally don't think he killed his wife, if that is the case you're talking about. I think that he was framed just to get an arrest, but he's out. I don't know if there's a chance they find new evidence of him being connected to it. He could be rearrested, which I think is absolutely disgusting, because he spent many years from memory in jail for a crime he didn't commit. Because when I look at criminals these days, I look at them and I pick up on the fact that they're evil, they're normal. Well, there's no such thing as normal these days. You know what I mean? I pick up on that sort of stuff. No. I don't know that one, Mac. If you can, sorry, Mac, I'm really bad. Can you please send me some information about that? Because I'll look into it, but I don't recall that one. I'm sorry. Hmm. Oh, sorry. Yes, I think I know that one. But if you can, Mac, if you get time, can you please send me some more information about it, and I'll look into it, and then I'll form my opinion. I don't want to give out my opinion too soon in case I haven't seen what I'm thinking that one is. Thank you, Mac. You're a sweetheart. But yeah, like I said, if you want to, if you want to, and if you can, you know, like I said, my PayPal is always in my description. Feel free to donate. So, and if you can, I would actually really appreciate it, because, like I said, I've got no strength to be able to do much. So before I started the live, I was eating some Anzac biscuits and some wafer biscuits I got yesterday. But I'm looking into doing my absolute best, because I tried moving a pot. This is how bad my knee is, right? I tried putting a pot of boiling water onto the fucking stove just to cook up some pasta. Oh, hell no, that did not happen. Not only because of my hands, because when hot weather hits, my hands really hurt more than ever. And I tried to lift the pot to move it to the stove. Yeah, that didn't work. I dropped the fucking pot back into the sink because I was in so much fucking pain. So I'm hoping, and I mean, I'm really hoping that all next week it is going to be okay weather. And when I say okay weather, I mean not too hot, not too cold, and then I can actually enjoy the bus to where I have to go in order to visit my mum. But if it's going to be hot, then I'm going to be struggling big time to get to and from the hospital. So if you guys can help dig deep and help me, please feel free to. It will mean a lot to me, because all that money that I do raise over the next week or two, it will be helping me get until the 11th of October, and then I'm fine, because that's when I get paid next. But I'm looking to get Ubers or DDs or whatever the fuck it is from my house to the hospital, or if I can get there, I'd rather try and get a car back. So then that way, at least then I'm not overdoing it and hurting my knee more than I have to, because like, I'm a fat girl, and I'm not ashamed to say that, but I am. And I'm struggling to be able to put my own weight onto my legs at the moment, and all that sort of shit. So if you can help, please do. If you can't, do not feel bad for it. It is completely fine. I'll work something out. I always do in the end. Barry is innocent. Is that the one that was accused of killing his wife? Yeah, I believe he's innocent too. I don't, you know, when you look at some people that have been convicted of killing a loved one or something like that, you look at them, and prior to knowing anything, you just pick up on something. Like when I first saw Chris Watts, all right, and this is me bringing this up. Yep, cool. Thank you, Kitty. I always thought that there was something about him that will shock everybody when they find it out. And sure enough, when he had an affair, a lot of people were shocked. And when he was on the veranda and saying, I don't know where they are, I just want them to come home. I want them to run in and bowl me over. But when the police came with the cadaver dogs, the front door was latched over, if you remember correctly. So how were they supposed to get in? And if Shanann's keys were home, how was she going to unlock? So, oh, yeah, I don't think he would have killed his wife. I don't think so. Killing animals is one thing, but killing a human being is another, I reckon, personally. Like, some people get joy out of doing both, but I don't think Barry would have killed his wife. Squirrels. Yes, they're very weird looking animals, those things. But yeah, like I said, if anyone can help me get to it. Okay, I'm just saying now, it's roughly a $30 round trip from my house to the hospital and the hospital back. So if anyone is able to help me do a few of those trips next week, I would really, really appreciate it. Where she was found, no way he had time to do it. Yeah, I think well, there you go. Kitty Whittier and I are on the same page about a lot of things lately. Especially with that. I don't think he did it. I don't look at him and I see now an animal killer in my head, but I don't see him killing his wife. I think that like at the same time, you've got to remember, you look at when you saw pictures of Shanann and Chris together and videos of them together, even though he looked at her with such disdain, you didn't pick up on the fact that, hey, he's going to kill her. We might want to get her away from Chris. You know what I mean? Like, it's very, like, for me, looking at murderers, like when I look at pictures of videos and stuff of Ted Bundy, before I even knew exactly how many people he killed and how he murdered them, I looked at it and I thought, this guy's like got a persona, like he comes across as this handsome guy and he misleads people. And then when I did more research on it, this is before I even had a channel, and I did some more research and stuff, I was thinking, this son of a bitch took advantage. Like, he would put his arm in a sling and pretend he needed help carrying his books to his car, or he would pretend that he was on crutches, you know, little crap like that. And that's what I meant by when I first started researching him, or just before. Yeah, exactly, Kitty. He looked handsome, but there were certain ways that he looked at times that for me just screamed out, evil fucker, evil fucker. But yeah. But like I said, you know, it comes down to that there are a lot of people who think I'm horrible when I say that. You know, evil fucker, evil fucker. It always sounds like Polly want a cracker, doesn't it? You say, Polly wants a cracker, and then get someone next to you to say evil fucker at the same time. You'll be amazed how much they sound like evil fucker, Polly want a cracker. Not really. But like I said, there are so many people out there as well that, unfortunately, are completely innocent and are found guilty. And there are people that are guilty as all sin, but they're found innocent. And that is something that I personally think that needs to change in the justice system. If you are on trial for murder and you choose to take the stand, what needs to happen is that every single person out there who commits a crime such as murder, right? The person who's standing accused, as they're on the stand, and they have to go on the stand in their own defence. Okay, this is a have to thing. And then what they do is they have all these electrodes that you have like looped onto your fingers, around your waist. But if you're a sexually assault person and you're a male, then guess what? You have the electric shock belt around your balls. And then what happens is, if you're accused of SA, then what happens is the fact that you, every time you're on the stand and you're asked a question, you get shocked or zapped. And especially if you're someone who has committed SA against a woman, okay, because I'm not, and then you can just get the clips that click on to the woman's, you know, and then you can have them shocked like that. But with the men, it's wrapped around their nutsack, and every time they lie, And that's just my personal opinion. And I lost, oh no, hang on. Oh shit, what did I do? What did I do? Didn't do anything. I was just going to say, I lost all my listeners by saying that. If I offended anybody by just saying that, I am sorry. But I just think that death row needs to be brought back in full swing. Or we need to be able to figure out when people are lying, because there are a lot of people out there that are criminal masterminds that can lie their way through anything and can be let out just to go essay and annihilate a family. Well, basically, you think about it, they kill someone, you're basically annihilating the family that's left behind to deal with it. Oh, cool. Thanks, Mac. But like I said, I just think that the justice system needs to change. And if I was ever elected prime minister or president or anything, that is the law that I would bring in. If you are in court and you are being charged with murder or essay to someone, then guess what? You get to take the stand in your own defense, and you have to take the stand in your own defense. And as you're pleading your case for yourself instead of your lawyers doing all the fucking work, you then get wired up. And I can almost guarantee that the justice system and the crimes around the world would actually ease up somewhat. That's what I think anyway. Because if you have the chance to have your balls fried while you're in court, then hey, guess what? That's nothing compared to what they're going to do to you in prison. So at least that way, you can always tell when someone's lying. How funny would that be if they actually brought that in? That'd be hilarious. All thanks to this little innocent little girl, which I'm not little. Well, I am little in height, but this grown woman, I should say, which is me, in Australia. She thought of this really good way to check if criminals are fucking lying, even if you do it in the interrogation room, not in the courtroom. So putting them up to the lie detector test, hook them up to that. But every time they fucking lie, it'll be awesome. And at the end of it, if they lie and they've killed someone, and you want to bring back the death penalty, you lie more than 10 times, you get your brains blown out. But that's horrible though, because you might just be nervous. So I'll take all that back. But no, back to what I was saying about before about the hospitals. They really need to learn how to be more bedside mannerish, because it's disgusting reading what I'm reading today, knowing that there are people out there that are getting disrespected, knowing that people aren't being listened to in hospitals. It's really quite sad. And I mean that in the nicest way as I say it. But anyway, guys, I am going to go because I am in a lot of pain and I need to rest for a bit. But I may come back tomorrow if all goes well. But if you know of anyone that can help me get to and from the hospitals and hospital and stuff like that, please just direct them to my PayPal link. You will get no personal. You'll get a personalised thank you sent back to you, obviously, somehow, some way. And then but you won't be publicly, I'm not saying you are, so don't crack the shit to your girls and boys. But if, say, for example, Mac was to donate money to me, I'm not going to come back here on my next live and go, Mac J donated to me, and thank you for donating $100 to me so I can get to and from at least to the hospital for a few days there. Thank you. Not happening. If anyone ever chooses to donate to me, their donation amount remains confidential, and their name, unless they mention it in the chat. Oh, did you get my donation? Then I'll be like, yes, I did, and thank you very, very much for it. Again, I'm not going to expose anyone who donates to me with the amount they donate. Simply and honestly because it's not my place to do that. Yes, it's my channel and people have a right to know, but at the end of the day, no, you don't. If people choose to donate to me, that stays confidential. They get thanked as a whole. Mac, I was just using you as an example, honey. Oh, shit, sweetie, I'm so sorry to hear that. I can't either. I've got I've got a sheet of antidepressants to see me through till next pay, so that should hopefully be enough. But yeah, it's just I was just saying you as an example, Max. So don't stress, honey. It's all good. If I do get a little bit of extra money, I'll message you, and then if you're comfortable with it, I'll put the money in your account so you can get your meds. You just have to privately message me how much it is, and I'll see what I can do. But like I said, it comes down to that I want people to respect each other in my chats. I want people to respect themselves in my chat and respect me as well, because like I said, I'm trying to do the best I can, and I do need to go and rest my leg now and try and figure out what to do for my dinner. And I will be back in a couple of days' time, I hope. Yes, I do, Kitty. Yes, I do. Why is that? Kitty, why are you asking me if I get discount on my antidepressants? Well, you're just asking because you want to make sure. Yeah, I get mine for $7.60 for just under a fortnight supply, because they come in like a 10-pack. So no, a month supply, and I get a 24-pack. So I get enough to see me through for a week and a half, so it's a fortnight and a half. So it's all good. All right, well, Mac, I'll tell you what, if I get enough of a donation and stuff like that with getting to and from the hospital and all that kind of hoo-ha, I'll find a way to send you. This is all depending if I get people helping me, okay, honey? But if they do, I will send it to you, because I need you to live, because you're smart ass, you're funny, you're awesome, and you're a good friend. So if I can and do make enough money in donations and stuff, I will be more than happy to send that to you if I can. But the only way I just promise to say I'll try to. It all depends on how much money people send me. All right. So hopefully that happens, and then hopefully I can help you. All right. But I'm so sorry if I can't. Yeah, I do. Yes. But I just hope that I can help you out soon, Mac. But like I said, it all depends on what I get donated in the meantime. Mac, whereabouts are you from again, sweetheart? You're welcome, Mac. I see, as if any time I get donations and I can help other people, I'll be more than happy to. But Mac, where are you from? Because you've got to keep in mind, if you're from the States, I may be able to only help you out with half the amount, because if I send you 70 Australian. Oh, I think I know who you're referring to when you say that one. Yes, I agree there completely, Mac. Oh, excellent. You're in Australia. Excellent. Because then if I can send it to you, then I send the same amount as it would be here. Because I was going to say, if I send you 70 from here and you're in America, you would only get 35 of it. So I just want to make sure. All right. Well, like I said, it all depends if I get donations in the next few days or so. So if anyone out there knows anyone who wants to just throw around some cash, please direct them to my PayPal, and then I can also help Mac. So please help as much as you can, because you're not only helping me get to and from the hospital to be there with my mum, but you're also helping me potentially save Mac J's life. Or if Mac wants to, she can tell me how to do this. And then if you are putting money in my PayPal specifically for Mac, please, 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 in the section next to it, put this is for Mac. And then if Mac trusts me, I can then find a way to send it to her, and then she can get her meds that she needs. All right. So please, guys, make sure if you're going to donate and put it in my PayPal, or if Mac, if you have a PayPal set up, honey, put it into the comments after the live ends, or put it in here now. Whatever you've got that can help people. But if you'd rather me just send it to you through your bank, if people donate to me, please let me know, guys, because I don't want anything to happen to Mac. And this is something that I want to try and do for people who don't have a channel. I want to try and help them as much as I possibly can. And I'll leave it at that. So help me, help Mac. Help me, help my mum and Mac. There you go, Mum Mac. All right, all of you know that I care. You're all uniquely amazing. And until next time, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Bye.